A cleaner was fired and accused of theft. Days later, her boss kneeled before her. Lucy Winter is a young lady whose boss had to kneel in front of her, and this is exactly what happened. Lucy Winter hesitated as she approached the bank, unsure about inquiring about job opportunities. However, when she saw a sign indicating a cleaning position was available, she decided to take a chance. Despite lacking formal education, the bank offered her the job after careful consideration. Although it wasn't her dream job and the salary was not substantial, it provided a starting point for supporting herself and her daughter, Nina. Renting a modest house on the outskirts of Minneapolis took up a significant portion of Lucy's income. Fortunately, her kind-hearted neighbor, who owned the house, took a liking to Lucy and occasionally looked after Nina on weekends while Lucy searched for better employment opportunities. Lucy had few memories from her early childhood. She knew she was an orphan and that her mother had passed away shortly after giving birth. Growing up without knowledge of her biological parents, Lucy could only imagine who they might have been. Her fear was repeating her mother's fate, as her boyfriend had left her just weeks before their baby was born. Despite her lack of formal qualifications, Lucy was not afraid of hard work. She understood that cleaning a bank might not be glamorous, but she was determined to make a difference and earn her monthly paycheck. However, she soon discovered the psychological challenges that lay ahead. On her first day of work, Lucy arrived with excitement, expecting to meet serious, well-educated, and friendly individuals. However, the reality turned out to be unpleasant. Nonetheless, Lucy's resilience, developed during her time in the orphanage, allowed her to remain unaffected by comments and stay focused on her goals. One day, Wellington Mendez, the agency's longtime director, noticed Lucy's perseverance. He encountered her in the hallway and remarked on her exceptional cleaning skills, particularly in his office, which now smelled of eucalyptus. He also observed her care for the plants, resulting in his geranium blooming for the first time in years. Wellington Mendez was married to Amanda, a woman much younger than him. He believed he had finally found happiness after years of being single, despite concerns from business owners and investor friends who suspected Amanda's motives due to their significant age difference. Mr. Mendez, however, trusted that Amanda's intentions were genuine. Every evening at dinner, Wellington would share stories about his day at the bank with Amanda. While not many interesting events occurred, he couldn't help but talk about the competent new cleaning woman, which seemed to irritate Amanda. After the first month, Lucy Winter received her first paycheck. However, on that same day, she arrived at the bank to find Wellington desperate and agitated. He declared that a document had gone missing from his safe, and it was a serious crime since there were no signs of a break-in. Wellington trusted his team and hesitated to jump to conclusions, especially because they had been working together on a project with a shared objective for over a year. It was a dreadful day for the director, and he shared the incident with Amanda during dinner. Amanda, growing impatient, wickedly blamed Lucy for the theft, emphasizing that she had access to every nook and cranny of the bank. Although Wellington found the accusation plausible, he wanted to investigate further before accusing Lucy. He couldn't comprehend her motive for such an act. The next day, he summoned Lucy to his office, where the bank's security team awaited her. Despite her terrifying denial, no one took her seriously. Based on circumstantial evidence, the security team labeled Lucy as the prime suspect. With no way to prove her innocence, Lucy found herself at their mercy. She tried appealing to Mr. Mendez, questioning the accusation and suspension without evidence. While Wellington also doubted Lucy's involvement, he needed to show that he was taking action to resolve the case. He swore that if she was guilty, she would face the consequences, but if proven innocent, he would personally apologize. As a seasoned professional, Mr. Mendez enlisted the help of an independent investigator to analyze the situation, despite the high cost. He believed they would find the responsible party since the future of the bank and his own job were at stake. The investigation consumed most of the week, during which Lucy remained suspended. Unfortunate rumors circulated, painting her as a saboteur stealing documents for rival banks. At home, Lucy lived in apprehension, fearing arrest with no means to prove her innocence. When the investigator submitted the preliminary report to Wellington, it included photos, credentials, and brief biographies of every employee at the bank during the time of the robbery. As Wellington skimmed through, he stumbled upon Lucy's biography, which left him uneasy. Immediately, he called his driver and instructed him to take him to Lucy's house. Seeing the director approaching, Lucy feared the worst, termination and arrest in front of her daughter. However, Wellington did not accuse her of any crime. Instead, he revealed something shocking and unbelievable. He claimed Lucy was his daughter. Overwhelmed, Lucy explained that her last name, Winter, came from the family that had adopted her at the age of 11. But before she could finish, Wellington presented a document discovered by the investigator in the orphanage's files. The document stated that Lucy's mother, Lori Smith, had passed away due to childbirth complications. Wellington and Lori had been deeply in love during their youth, but circumstances separated them when his family moved to London against his will. Upon returning to Minneapolis many years later, Wellington found no information about Lori. They had parted ways while she was already pregnant, unbeknownst to her. Therefore, Lucy must be Wellington's daughter, with the dates aligning perfectly. Stunned by this revelation, Lucy struggled to process the news. Wellington appeared certain, approaching her with open arms and tears in his eyes, embracing her. He understood that she must be his granddaughter and knelt down to tenderly kiss her forehead, his tears moistening Nina's head. Through fingerprint analysis, the investigator concluded that Lucy Winter had no connection to the missing documents. The search was expanded, ultimately proving without a doubt that Wellington's wife, Amanda, had committed the theft. Initially puzzled by her actions, Wellington realized that Amanda was petty and cruel enough to commit a crime to frame another person. Moreover, he discovered her affair with another man, which she hadn't anticipated the investigator would uncover. Upon learning this, Wellington felt like a fool and decided to rectify the situation. He promptly contacted his lawyer to initiate divorce proceedings. Fortunately, their prenuptial agreement ensured that Amanda would not receive any part of his fortune. This turn of events marked a significant change in the future for Lucy and Nina. With a newfound daughter and granddaughter, Wellington's life gained new meaning. The fear of not being loved no longer haunted him or Lucy. They finally had the opportunity to be a family.